to the BI Edge today. What we're going to be covering is we are going to be looking into some supermarket data again today on Python. Okay, so first two lines here, we've got import pandas as PD, data frame equals PD dot read underscore XL. It's got the file path here, which opens up the Excel file in pandas. And what we want to get out of this video today is we want to talk about automating some tasks. We're going to talk about how to have a bit of a look at the data that you have on your Excel file or your SQL server on Python. So to start off with, I'm going to go into the drop NA function. So um, this is df equals df dot drop NA. Okay, and what this does here is this gets rid of all the empty cells and cleans the data set. So it gets rid of the null values within the data set. So instead of having to, um, you know, go for, a control H and do a find and replace and remove rows in Excel, or even go to Power Query and go into remove sort of remove empty rows or empty cells or empty columns. You can just do a data frame drop NA here and does it all for you. So this is just basics of why Python's good to automate tasks here. So I'm going to go print df describe first up here. Okay, so we're going to have a bit of a look at the data set. Okay, so I've gotten rid of all the null values there by dropping the null values here with the df dot drop NA, and then I've gone print df dot describe. That just shows me df just dot describe command just sort of shows you all the different kind of variables there at play. Okay, so um, we're going to go next. We're going to go down to print. We're going to go print df.shape. All right. And we're going to have a look again. Okay. And we know, okay, there's 36 rows and 19 columns within this data set. Next, we're going to go to print and we'll go df.info. That's data frame info here. Run. Okay. And no more real information here, just kind of telling us that there's invoice ID, branch, gross income rating as variables there. Right. And the last one we're going to do is we're just going to do a DF head. Okay. So this is another way to sort of get the first 10 rows of the data set. So DF head, I would go here, go 10, so on the first 10 rows here, and then run this command. Okay, so the first 10 rows here across 19 different columns. We can have a look at the data in the first 10 rows. Okay, so I can look at all the different cities here, the gross margin percentage, the gross income for that particular city in that particular row in the data set, and then the rating here. So that kind of gives me a bit of an idea, a bit more around the data set and what's in the first couple of rows there. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit more cleaning. So I want to rename some columns. Okay, so in Excel, you just double click on the column and, rename it on the header and rename it. But in here, we are going to go df to do the same thing. Df equals df dot rename. And then we want to go for columns. So columns equals, and then straight in here, um, we want to go to invoice ID, which is one of our variables. So invoice ID, and I just want to call invoice ID here in this particular data set today. Okay, so I'm going to rename it just to ID. All right. I could rename it to whatever I like there. I'm just doing this to, get a bit of do a bit of cleaning within the data set, get it the way that I want to get it. So df dot rename next. We're going to go columns again, and we're going to go equal. Okay, same as before. We want to go this time. Gross income is in lowercase. So we have a look up here. Gross income. Here it's all lowercase. Okay, and I want to get that into uppercase. So if I want to do that, I've then got to go here, gross income lowercase, and I want to turn it into gross income for case. Okay, so I need to do it outside the inverted commas there. And I want to go here, another set of inverted commas, gross income. Okay, there it is. All right, now what I'm going to do, so I can see the green tick up here. I know that's going pretty well there so far. What I want to do is I want to now go down here a little bit and I want to go print df describe. Okay, so having a look at how I've cleaned this and get a bit of an idea as to what this data set's all about. Okay, and how those variables all calculate within the data set. All right, so I'm going to go print df describe. All right, cool. So there's 8 rows and 11 columns. So what this does here with describe is it gives you the count, mean, minimum, 25% off, 50, 75, max, and standard deviation across these couple of variables here. So I can see unit price, quantity, gross income, and then the rating here. Okay, so we know the average gross income here is $16.40. The minimum's $1.25. Okay, and then we've got the percentiles here for them. As you'd expect, 50% and the mean are pretty close to one another. All right, so now what I'm going to do is had a bit of a look at that. I understand the data set. I want to try and build off using the sum and the average based functions. Okay, and I want to see if it matches this for a variable. So if I go, let's just go gross income first. I want to know the sum or the total value of gross income. Okay, now that's not here, but I can calculate that pretty easily. So to do that, I would just go here and I would go gross underscore income underscore sum. Okay, so gross underscore income underscore sum. And then I would go equals df. And then from there, I would go here again, gross income, inverted commas. Okay, because we've changed the name now, we have to make sure that that matches up. And then we're going to go dot sum. And then we want to go here and here. Okay, and then underneath that, I also want to calculate the average, okay, or the mean. So I want to see if that matches this top value. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go underscore average, okay. And then from there equals df again, okay. So it's just the same as what's up on top in terms of the line of code. Okay, and we want to go gross income again. Okay, and we're going to go dot, and then we want to go mean. Okay, all right, and then from there, we are going to go print, and we want to print 2 here. We want to print the gross income underscore sum. So you won't get the answer if you just run it without doing print. Okay, so print is kind of like the run code that you need to be able to use to get your answer in Python. Okay, so that's important. When you run commands to then back it up with the print, so you can understand and see what you've just calculated. Okay, so here sum. So gross underscore income underscore sum. Okay, and then we're going to go print here. And we're going to go gross underscore income, and then we want average, which gives it to you there on PyCharm. Okay, so that's pretty easy. All right, we're going to run that. Cool. Okay, so we know that the gross income, the total gross income, the sum of gross income is $590.44 there if I round it. And then we know the gross income average there is 16.4. Okay, so we can see there's 16.4 here. That matches down here at 16.4. Okay, so we know that we're pretty much on track there. Okay, and then we can go back and just have a bit of a look here at sort of what we were um, looking for within the data set as we went along the way. Okay, so that's sort of a bit of basic coding there in Python. You can review the lines of code up here. It's pretty easy. You just go import pandas as PD. We're just using the pandas library here in this particular example. The first best way to sort of start out is just to try to master that pandas library first and then build into other libraries as you become more competent. Thanks for listening in and watching today, guys, and I look forward to catching you in the next video. Cheers.